Vincenzo Marino, that I would like to take the opportunity to introduce you.
It's a big news.
It's a big news. Enzo was appointed really last week, and he has already an extensive experience in multinational companies as well as inside the EFI Reggiani since he joined the company in 2019. And we wanted to congratulate with him, and I wanted to introduce you. You will get to know him more and more. And so I wanted to make sure that you had this important news first.
I would like to thank you for participating to our press conference. I'm in Reggiani since 4 years, but it's my first week as a general manager, so it's very nice to start in Turkey, to start in Istanbul, ITM. It's a wonderful city, and we have a lot of news that Nicole will bring you through. And yeah, very happy to start from Turkey. So looking forward to have more interest on our presentation.
Thank you, Enzo. And so today, my co-speaker will be Gerardo from Inedit. And so he will walk us through all the Inedit software solutions, but I will really start from what you already know from Reggiani. And the first big thing is that EFI Reggiani, since last July, so nearly 1 year now, has a completely new home. It's a place where we would like to invite you all to join us, hopefully soon. It is a completely new facility, 20,000 square meter, a huge customer experience center of 3,000 square meter, and it's also a sustainable place. In fact, we are able to cover 60% of the total energy that we need with solar panels, as well as the natural light radiation is reducing artificial lighting. So a state-of-the-art facility that is really mirroring our let's say commitment to increase the sustainability within the textile industry. And now I don't want really to bother you on trends that you know probably better than I do, since you are every day on the market. But what we are observing across the textile market is really that we are seeing more and more an interest from sustainability. Also, 1 month ago, European Union started to define some new guidelines. And I'm seeing this is done also in India. I've heard that there are some activities ongoing also from the government in order to increase the sustainability footprint of the textile industry. Changing geographies. We hear a lot about nearshoring and reshoring. This is a phenomenon that we are really observing. Also the willingness to be able to manufacture closer to the consumers, but also right in the quantities that are truly needed, so avoid excess of capacity. And here on-demand manufacturing, so more and more customers are looking for solutions that enable them to minimize somehow stock and make sure that they are able to produce really what customers in shop or online desire to buy. This also to increase the overall sustainability footprint of the industry itself. And last but not least, a lot of interest and progress towards Industry 4.0 and 5.0, where we mean really a lot about automation, about making process controlled with reliable data behind, but also improving Industry 5.0, the sustainability footprint, reduce the carbon footprint of production. So we always like to keep in mind what are the macro trends in the industry, and this is really what is guiding our roadmap. And in fact, when we talk about our claim through sustainability, through productivity right now, we are really reconnecting back to these macro trends that are deployed into our product strategy. And for sustainability, definitely one of the latest solutions is our EFI Reggiani EcoTerra, an all-in-one pigment solution that enables to load fabric that are just ready for inkjet, do not require any pre-treatment. They get printed, fixed. We add the softer and fastness properties in line thanks to special chemistries, and the customers are able to use the fabric for the next steps in the production process. About sustainability, also EFI Reggiani Query. We've invested a lot in the direction of developing software tools that can help our customers report back to their own customers or on their footprint. Why that? Since what we've experienced is that customers were kind of lost since their own customers, brands, retailers, started to ask them, like Inditex Group, for instance, started to ask them, okay, but please help me understand the footprint of each square meter that you print. And many times they are not able to get this data back. So the query is an application that is enabling them to get all the data inside the printer in terms of ink consumption, print heads replacement, efficiency, just in one consolidated report. That means that our customers can prove to their own customers their actual sustainability footprint. The second big trend, as I was mentioning, is really about productivity. Productivity is really one of the trademark of our product lineup since our company was established in 1946. Since we think that there's a possibility, and we are really committed to transition the industry from analog to digital progressively. And this can be done only if we're able to match the cost per meter and the productivity that rotary today can deliver. That's why our product roadmap has been very intense in the high end of our product lineup. And today I will introduce you for the first time a completely new product that is really completing our lineup in the high end. What is already in place is our Hyper SE special edition that I will introduce you later, and our Baltic XS, our second generation of single pass technology. And last but not least, we know that a third big, huge pillar for the textile industry to continue growth is really about on-demand workflows. What happens today, and it's always enlightening talking to customers honestly, is that customers find it more and more difficult to identify in the market, in the work market, resources with the right skill set in order to run textile machinery in general, rotary in particular. They also have challenges in finding designers. We talked to an Indian customer a few months ago, and he was telling us, it would be great, since I have a big challenge in keeping designers in-house. They change very often job. They are always looked for by companies, so there's a huge turnaround. And he told us, hey, if you were able to help me to what Inedit is already doing on color, changing color in one design and offer multiple variations, if you could do the same but changing slightly designs with an artificial intelligence behind that, that would solve my problem in terms of finding designers around the world. And so in these terms, working on workflows integrated between software, and we are putting that in place thanks to the Inedit integration, of course, is really what is helping us to optimize printer performance and the complete process of the customer inside his own factory. That helps them increase their overall efficiency. So this is really the high overarching strategy of our roadmap. And now I would like to dig into some of our key products. First of all, I always love to present this, since this is showing our install base for Pigment. We know that Pigment has been on the mouth of every speaker, every equipment manufacturer, at least in printing, for more than 10 years now. What we are truly glad and proud is that now we are seeing that Pigment is really taking traction. Technology has evolved so much that today we are really able to answer to the requests that the market has from us as manufacturers of inks, of printers. And this is really a slide that I keep updating regularly, personally. And now we count more than 60 Pigment printers running worldwide. And what is fascinating to me is that it's not concentrated maybe in Europe, as someone may think about, okay, sustainability is a lot of Europe. No, they are widespread across the entire all the geographies. We have in the Americas, in Europe, but also in Asia. That is telling us a story. It's telling us that Pigment, the holy grail, as we can call it for this industry in digital, is really getting more and more a reality. and we are seeing a big traction in increasing the penetration of this ink on our printers install base. And the latest solution in pigment for us is our EFI Reggiani EcoTerra, that I also invite you all, if you have a chance, to see printing live at our booth. And when I say printing live, I'm especially proud this year since we had challenges with customs, I won't hide you that. And the printer was released basically Monday night at 1:40 a.m. It was already Tuesday actually, so less than 12 hours before the exhibition opened. Our field service team, so our engineers, overnight in 12 hours, they installed and brought the printer up and running. I wanted to share this since it's really a kind of a miracle. It's something is not normally not happening. Only the exhibitions, this magic can really happen. And so it's live now, and I would be really glad to walk you through the technology directly on the booth if you have a chance then to join us later. And the importance of this EFI Reggiani EcoTerra solution is really about the fact that it is bringing the entire printing process in just one printer. Since we don't need pretreatment, no steaming, no washing, no stentering. It's a pigment application that is embedding the entire process inside the printer itself. This is helping a lot and is ideal for customers with a fast turnaround. Customers that don't want to keep a pre-treated fabric stock or a stock of printed fabrics that may stay unsold. It's saving energy and water, and I will show you data for that in a few seconds. And above all, it is skipping ancillary equipment. That means also saving space for our customers, so simplifying really their lives and their process. And this is possible since we feed, print and fix all in one. We feed untreated fabric, ready for inkjet, standard fabric. We print, we fix in our special onboard dryer that is designed for polymerization, so to fix the ink, and we apply chemicals afterwards to enhance fastness properties and softness. That means, and you will see samples at our booth, that the hand feel, the color intensity are exactly what the customer needs, just when they leave the printer itself. And something unique compared to other pigment solutions that you may hear and see around at the exhibition is that we have a full ink set of 7 colors, besides the standard cyan, magenta, yellow and black that are established. Green and red is something quite common. What was missing in this product range from other players was really a color that would increase the gamut in the area of the blues and violets. That's why we've added to our product line also violet, in order to help in that area of the gamut as well, to make it wider. And the good thing is that pigment is very versatile, as we know, but the interesting thing is that we see that working on many applications. We have seen fashion, but also accessories, men's shirts, very detailed, light colors. Pigment is ideal since it is very fine, it's able to reproduce fine lines for its typical characteristics. But also home textile, pajamas, baby wears, since of course all the inks and the process are GOT certified, REACH certified, and so they are also ideal to be compliant with the highest standard requested to manufacture baby wear. And a great versatility in terms of fibers. Linen, cotton, viscose blends as well, that normally is the kind of challenging fabric and substrate for our customers. And what is really differentiating EFI Reggiani EcoTerra solution compared to the other players in the market is that we are not offering to the market one single printer. We are offering a full lineup of printers. We have in fact 6 different models: EcoTerra Gold 8, 16, EcoTerra Platinum 180 and 340, EcoTerra Titan 180 and 340. So 6 models that enable customers, first of all, to pick the right printing width needed for their application, for their market. Fashion or home textile is the major differentiation. And the second big thing is that customer can really pick the right technology in the lineup that is maximizing their need for speed, since based on the production needed, they can choose the right printer that will ensure them the best return on investment based on the volumes needed. And of course, all the Ecotera solution is Ecotech certified in compliance with ZDHC standards level 3, so a very high level, and of course got certified. And this slide that I really love, since it is not a marketing slide, since when you look at these slides you say, okay, but maybe it's just a marketing play. Actually, what you see here has been measured on meters and meters printed at our demo center and at our customers, since it's not about declaring a number and not being able then to commit to that to customer, but it's more about let's understand where we are in order to help customer understand where they can get. And in fact, what we've seen is that we are able to save 90% of water that is coming from, of course, the process itself, since we avoid pre-treatment, we avoid standering, we avoid washing after printing, but it is also thanks to the optimization on the printer itself, where we reduce water usage inside the printer itself, unlike other printers in our product portfolio. Chemicals are saved of 75%. We don't have fabric that are put in this big baths of inks, of water and chemicals. We simply jet the quantity of inks, the quantity of chemicals that are really required to get to the final result. And energy. We save at least, we have estimated 60% of the energy needed, as well as 50% at least of the space footprint, since we are able to skip processes, steps, pre-treatment, post-treatment, that enable us really to increase also the efficiency of the workflow of our customers. And what I would like to share always is some words from our customers about the solution. Here I'm really quoting Colorama and Mr. Bernd Huizen, that is the business development manager of this company based in Poland. What they told us is that the big benefit they got from Ecotera is really the ability to avoid coating the fabric. That is a huge advantage in terms of sustainability, but also in terms of costs. And they really mentioned it is the most efficient and sustainable way to print direct to fabric. We interviewed them for long, and they told us that they compared all the possible technologies in the market when they decided to purchase the solution, and after an extensive analysis across the different competitors, they picked us. And after 6 months from installation, they were still happy about the reliability of the system and also about the color they can get, but also the saving in the process. So the ability to tell them, their customers, I truly have a sustainable product for you. And now I really move to something that is completely new. So it's a product that we have never heard before, and it is our new EFI Reggiani Extra. Extra is really filling the gap in our IM. You see that from our power, our 32 heads, we have several printers going up till our single pass. Extra is really filling this gap with a solution that has a very specific identity, as the claim is saying. Extra colors, extra speed, extraordinary. Why I say that? Extra is based on a concept that we have adopted on our colors. So instead of running with the standard 8 colors as most of the digital printers in Textile do, we expanded our number of channels up to 12. That means offering customers multiple options in terms of printing quality, speed, and adding also special effects to their fabrics. And so Extra is integrating the latest technologies in terms of printheads, thanks to a printhead with recirculation till the nozzle plate. That means superior uptime, superior reliability, and it is the first printer that is, let's say, was really born with an integrated, encrypted workflow powered by Inedit. So it is the first printer coming really along with a complete Inedit workflow that is fully encrypted, from the design till the printout. And I mentioned that we are dealing here with 12 channels. Why 12 channels? We have gone through this conversation internally for many, many years, but we have found that being able to leverage more channels is providing several options to customers. Basically, it's offering them like 3 printers in one. In fact, customers can decide to configure the printer with 12 colors. In this case, they will be able to extend color gamut. They can add some colors that are not the usual standard 7, 8 that they have. The possibility also to add light colors. That means increasing printing quality, reducing dithering effect. And also superior color depth with the possibility to add, for instance, a second black, but also some gray. So colors that can really help them in order to make sure that colors are more brilliant and more intense. And customer can really personalize their color configuration. They can decide to add spot colors, fluorescent inks, light colors, as we mentioned. So they can really customize. And you know very well how much this is needed many times in textile, especially when we talk about fashion. The second option is a 6+6 color configuration, since we know that 12 channels are very versatile. This is I would say, the power configuration, since it is enabling to have superior productivity. We're able to jet the double quantity of ink compared to a standard printer. So we put twice the quantity. That means that we are able also for high coverages to increase our average printing speed. So to have a printer that is faster compared to other solutions. And also having multiple printers printing the same colors, we have superior reliability. Since even if I miss a few nozzles, let's say on the black, I will have other multiple printers of that color to back it up. And the last possible configuration is the 11 channels configuration, where we can have 11 colors and add some specific chemistries. One big example is adding our extra dipping, a penetration agent that is enabling the ink to pass through. That means for high quality fashion that needs double side printing, for fabrics like polyamide, stretchable, very stretchable fabric, where you have this green through effect. When you stretch it, you see the white. Being able to go deeper inside the fabric and the fiber, you're really able to increase quality and avoid this unpleasant effect that most of the solution instead leave here. And we really insist a lot on adding light colors, and it's something that not many are doing. We see some manufacturers start to think about these 12 colors channels, but it's still not that at all. We have seen, however, huge benefits. Light colors are really helping to reduce dithering. That means superior printing quality, more uniformity on the printout, and they're also contributing to a superior overall color depth. We increase also the overall color intensity compared to a standard 8-channel configuration. And staying in our high end, of course, I cannot avoid to mention our EFI Reggiani Hyper. It's now an established product that is counting several installations around the globe. And what I always like to highlight is that besides the stunning print quality, the very high overhead equipment effectiveness and reliability, also it is really a powerhouse. In fact, when I talk about Hyper, I always like to mention this example. And this is a customer printing in Pakistan. This is our Hyper 340 that is printing 2 fonts. Some customers are running also 3 fonts in parallel on our 340. And the reason is that the accuracy, the mechanical accuracy and the precision of the printer is enabling them to run multiple rolls in parallel. That means, however, basically going to a double or 3 times the productivity they would normally have with a printer of this size. If we consider that at 2 pass, the printer is printing 10 meters per minute, adding to 3 fonts, we get to 20 or 30 linear meters per minute output. That means we are really approaching the speed of low-end single passes but printing at higher quality. Thanks to the two pass, the redundancy, the possibility to scan again on the same piece of fabric. So superior quality, but at a productivity that is reaching single pass. And an extended, the Hyper family is also extended. We have also a new special edition of this Hyper. It is a printer that is upgradable, so customers that have a limited budget can start to invest in a Hyper AC. And with all the benefits that Hyper has, recirculation till the nozzle blade, our mechanical technology and precision, high productivity, but with the possibility to contain somehow their investment and the possibility to upgrade afterwards to get the full Hyper configured. And in times where, honestly, we all know volumes are not so high in the textile industry, it is also a way to go towards our customer to enable them to invest, but without giving them the burden to fill a printer that is very productive, while the market instead is requesting definitely lower volumes. And about Hyper, again, the words of one of our customers. This is Brandili. It's a Brazilian customer. He decided to invest in the first Hyper running with Terra pigment, so Hyper running with pigment, something huge. And what is interesting is that the big advantage they've seen was really around the water consumption they were able to reduce. The possibility to eliminate the effluent to be treated. That is always a big challenge for customers. And so making also their sustainability impact, their practices more sustainable. This is the first integration, and it is really now a great testimonial for the Latin America, for our pigment and our Hyper solution. And last but not least, in our high productivity range is the Baltic S. Baltic S, we like to position it as the true digital replacement for rotary. This is possible since, for the first time, I would say, for single pass technology in textile, we are able to reach speeds of 100 meters per minute. It's something that is quite huge, as you can understand. But at the same time, considering all the variables around it, we are also able to compete in terms of cost per meters. You know, in fact, that analog is still the most widespread technology in the printing industry when we look at the volumes. At the same time, one of the points that customer mentioned a lot was about, okay, but rotary is cheaper on average. If we consider the difficulties in finding the right labor with the right skill set for printing analog, how the ink market has moved in digital textile as well, and the overall efficiency of this solution. Basically, what we see is that also on longer and longer runs, we are able to compete against analog technologies already. And about Baltic S, when I say YXS is extra small, extra speed, since it is a printer that has a footprint of less than 20 meters. You are probably familiar with the established technologies in the market. We have reduced our own footprint of the bolt that was already compact compared to other solutions of 30%. That means a saving for customers since they get huge productivity but in a limited space. And of course, this size is coming with 8 colors. This is possible thanks to a new thin film printed technology that we integrated based on our own IP, a specific patent we have, that is enabling us to have 2 colors on the same printing beam. That means really cutting the space for the printing chamber. A technology that is printed with recirculation till the nozzle plate, so that is really making sure that nozzles are always wet and ready to print. That means reducing maintenance, reducing time lost from production dedicated to maintenance, purging, these kind of activities, and a printer that is plug and play and requires an effortless registration, since customers, or better, customer operators are really facilitated by all the software we have introduced in order to make sure that they can adjust through software really the printed registration. And And I mentioned 100 meters per meter, 100 meters per minute, so a real powerhouse, and ATCO approaching rotary. What is interesting is that supporting all textile classes, so not only reactive, and pigment as well. This we think can be a truly game changer in the market, since we are going to touch an area in the market that is now analog combined with pigment, something that was never attacked somehow by digital technologies. So we will see, and you will see more in the next few months, but we are targeting to move strongly into this direction. And of course, when talking about EFI Reggiani, I cannot avoid to mention that all our solutions are powered by our genuine inks. You know that we have an extended lineup. We have our own reactive, dispersed direct, dye sublimation inks, acid, and also 3 different kinds of pigments, with binder, without binder, and Ecoterra. So we really are able to deliver customer a complete solution with the best colors and the best reliability combined with our printers, all across the entire product line, and in spite of the application or the substrate they are printing. And now I really move to something that is a new area for us. It's an area of discovery, it's an area of development, but we really think we will play about our future, since our customers' future is probably playing in that area, is the area of software. I mentioned that at the very beginning, and I wanted to spend 2-3 words on our EFI Reggiani query. EFI Reggiani query is a printer analytics tool that is reporting back to customers production data, cost per meter tracking, so since we register in consumption per design, number of printers replaced, poses, duration of the poses. So all the printer data are rolled up in this easy to read and easy to use final report that customer can use to really track back their cost, their data, their efficiency, and above all, we've introduced a new feature, sustainability footprint under control, we love to call it, since we are able to register the utilities consumption of the printer, energy, gas, for instance, and they are rolled up into this home report. That means that customer, when they're asked by their own customers that are brands to demonstrate their sustainability footprint, they are able to have data that are already coming out from the printer, but in a, let's say, reported in a way that it is easy to read also by their own customers. So we provide them the tools to measure themselves, to improve themselves, and also to be somehow certified by their own customers as reliable suppliers. And now I would really like to leave the stage, still staying in the software area, to my colleague Gerard, since I think that one of the biggest news in the market in the last few years have definitely been this increased cooperation between Inedit and EFI Reggiani. And the firstborn, I would say, is this fully integrated workflow that is leveraging the entire Inedit portfolio together with our printers in a workflow that is totally encrypted. That means that customers that have the need to protect their IP, their files, their designs, are able to do so, since from when they load a design, a file, into the catalog, till the moment where they print it, they are able to control that there is no data leakage, and above all, that whatever they need to print, also if they have a distributed manufacturing, for instance, they have design in Europe and manufacturing, for instance, in, I don't know, Bangladesh, just to make an example, they can make sure that only the fabric, only the designs that they need to be printed are printed in the quantity they need. That means there is no extra production that can be used for purposes that are outside the control of our customers. And now I will really leave the stage to Gerard, that will brief us on the Inedit solutions.
Thank you. So yes, finally, software is mostly meant to make our lives easier, okay? And sometimes software having or coming from different providers makes a lack of communication between each one of them. That's why in Edit always tries to make a complete solution that goes from design until print. Just to mention that we have, for all this full solution, 3 different softwares. One is called Textile, they are plugins for Photoshop. We have Catalog, that I will make a brief introduction today, and Stampa, which is the RIP software. All of them are connected to give all the advantages that I'm mentioning in here. Finally, it's about having a standard and make a good communication, because each one of these softwares can be integrated in different departments of the same company, and this makes a fluent communication. About NeoCatalog. NeoCatalog is cloud-based, and what we try to do is to give the opportunity of having all of your designs in a way that can be accessible for everyone, also that can be showcased, so it's a digital showroom. And finally, it can be shared from all of these departments, as I said, mentioned, departments or even customers. How it works. Finally, what we're doing is like giving an interface to your database of designs. So anyone can access using a login. Anyone means even someone within the company, or even someone from outside if you want to give access to your customers to take a look and see the designs that you have integrated. We can make a login, and this is the main page or the initial page of catalog. We have all the designs in here where we can see, so it's not about folders, subfolders, and making it so easy to find sometimes one of the designs, but we have everything in here, and we also support 2 kinds of designs, which is separated designs, multi-channel for rotary, for example, or traditional, and digital designs for digital. We can have both of them. And how can we find, also this out from that display, we also have this possibility of having a kind of a showroom in the main page as well, where we can show all the designs. This kind of showroom, the dimension can be, so it's a showroom online, okay, it's cloud-based, but also can be in a phone or an iPad, or in we have the application for it. This means that you can always bring your own digital showroom on the pocket. This is all the information that a design can store inside. So instead, as I was saying, instead of having folders and subfolders, we will have a lot of information of every design that we can later on use to make searches. In here, taking advantage of all of this information, we can make a search. And for example, in this case, we use a keyword called flowers. So within all of our collection, we can search for a keyword like flowers, and it will show us all the designs containing flowers inside. Every design, this is an example of a separated design, as I mentioned, that we can control, or we can store multi-channels. We can have different colorways from each one. Also, see that we have the colors which are within the design, that actually we can change them on the fly. So later we can even use Pantone colors, we can use our library colors, we can use any color to switch them, replace, and make new colors at the moment. And this we can do it at the same second that we are showing to a customer. They can really choose which is the color that they want to test in the design. Finally, when we like one color, we can use, or we can input them into simulations. So we can have different simulations depending on the market that we have, and we can apply designs in real size direct on the simulations for the showroom. Another example, so not only for fashion, but we can really make simulations into dimension into any kind of background. So until here, what we did is just in few minutes, anyone, even customers, can go inside our database, select a design, create their own colors, put them into simulation, see how it will look in a real environment, and then share it. This is the final stage where we can very easily, to our customers or to anyone, we can just put an email and they will receive all of these samples in a small showroom online. All of this, as I said, finally NeoCatalog is the core, let's say, of the system, which can send finally to Neostampa, just to say this is the RIP software, to show how we can connect, so everything can be online cloud-based, but Neostampa, which is the RIP software that manages the Reggiani printers, can receive the orders directly and prepare to print on the production site. And that's
And with these slides, we really close the presentation. We have discussed that. For us, is no more about printers. It's really about our full ecosystem. And having an edit in the team is really enhancing more and more a solution that is really meant to enable customers to get the most out of printers, cover their applications, and always being able to have the best support coming directly from our expert service team. And with this, I will really open up to questions that you may have, and Gerard myself will be here really to answer.
I've seen in the picture that there is possibility of 3 different roles of 3 different designs.
Yes.
So what is the maximum width of the fabric?
The maximum width of our Hyper and of our 340 printers is printing width maximum is 3,450 millimeters. Normally fabric that customers that run 3 rolls of fabric in parallel normally print 110 meter wide fabrics.
They divide into 3.
Yes.
So about this, the EcoTerra pigment printing.
Yes.
So the penetration of the ink in the fabric is same like the analog printing, or it's more, because if you go for the fashion, you
Yes.
need more penetration than coating the fabric.
Okay, pigment as in general a characteristic. It is the one of, especially in digital, it's really staying on the surface of the fabric most of the time, since it's not bonding with the fabric as reactive, for instance, is doing, but it tends to create really a layer on top of the fabric. So I would say that penetration is not the biggest advantage of pigment today, but what we've seen is really the versatility of the solution, so the ability to print on many different substrates, including blends. Penetration, we have some samples. Penetration is not bad, but typical of pigment is really this stain on the first layer of the fabric. To go deeper inside, normally solutions like dye sub, acid, disperse direct are stronger, especially when they are held with a penetration agent or reactive with a penetration agent like our extra dipping.
So as you are collaborating with pigment, so how the software works, like as a customer or the machine, then we have to purchase the software also, or how does it work?
Well, normally what we do is we do sell the RIP software together with the printer. This is our general, let's say, our general model. Of course, Inedit is today the market leader in RIP software for textile. So I think they have majority of the install base around the world. So of course, their solutions that are great are available also to customers that have other printers in the market. What we have special is this encrypted connection, so the possibility to ensure our customers that we make sure that their designs are always safe along the entire process, from RIP, from catalog, till the printing. You want to add?
No, it's completely fine. Yes, finally, as Nicole said, the RIP software is something mandatory together with the machine. Okay, it's the engine that makes it work. Okay, and it's true that we have other solutions that our customers can explore and could request or could be needed for their own workflows. Of course.
Is the extra printer available now, or are you still in?
John, thanks for asking the question. Since you remind me that I forgot to say something. And the Extra is available now. Extra is our new printers, and the good thing is that we already have, we are launching it basically now. We have already 3 units sold, that the first 2 have already been delivered to a Spanish customer, and the third will be shipped probably next week. The first EFI Reggiani Extra in 340 width is already up and running in Spain at the customer Atenea on Textile. He's a huge supplier and partner for Inditex, and they do already have an Extra running at their facility. So it's already technology proved.
And all 3 are going to Spain?
And yes, he bought 3 in one shot basically. And he's running with pigment inks. He has chosen to configure the printer with 6 colors, and we have samples of that also at our booth. For any of you that want to step by, I can show you, since this is really helping in terms of colors, but also increasing the average productivity of the printer itself.
And you're able to run that much like the EcoTerra with untreated fabric?
For now, Extra is really is not an EcoTerra solution. This is something it's still work in progress, but we support all the other in classes in our portfolio. Reactive, disperse direct, acid, where I see some opportunities honestly, dye sub and pigment without binder, so our GEA, and pigment with binder, our Terra.
Thank you.
Thank you, John.
Does your customer get a special benefit if he's buying the complete package from you?
Yes, absolutely. I think that, it's not an economical benefit immediate, but it is an economical benefit all along the time the printer is installed. In fact, what we've seen is that combined with our inks, for instance, printers are much more reliable. Printed failures are going dramatically down. The need for maintenance and maintenance on printers, but also maintenance of the printer overall is much reduced. So it's really about helping increase their overall effectiveness. The idea of a combined system is really about making sure that since we have chemical expertise inside, we have mechanical, electronical, technological expertise inside, what we deliver as a complete system is something that we have proved and that we can really ensure somehow the benefit along the years and along the time. So I think this is the big advantage for the customer, and above all, a control on cost and assurance of premium level support all along the life of the printer itself. Yes, please.
Türkçe söyleyeceğim, sen çevirirsen sevinirim. Çok fazla renk kanalı, daha fazla asla soru anlamına gelmiyor. 12 kanal.
So many color channels, is that mean that
Potential problem.
Potential problem? It means
20 colors.
12 colors. I wouldn't say, well, first of all, in order to run 12 different colors, you need the right rip. And we are lucky, we have an edit that can run up to 16.
Up to 16.
16 different colors. So we are safe on that side. Not everyone can say that, I will be honest. I've looked at that around. But no, I think that 12 colors is really helping customers that need to increase their printing quality. So it's not a complexity, but it's really a help in order to make sure that they can get smoother transitions. Why I'm saying that? Since you know that to print normally light colors like this, light pink, what you normally do is you have a magenta and you need to jet some little drops that are less frequent, more rare along the fabric. This is the way you get somehow light colors. with the possibility to have light colors installed in the printer, you are able to keep the drop size and the distribution on the drop on the fabric like you would do for a dark color. That means you don't have this optical effect where you see where the dark color is and where there's nothing, but you will see something that is definitely smoother in all the fabric width, I would say. And I would say another reason why we don't have challenges with the 12 colors configuration is that most of our ink range are very rich in colors. We always have ink set that, besides the standard cyan, magenta, yellow and black, orange, red, blue, we also have additional colors. We have light colors for ink classes that enable that. We have also fluorescent colors. That means, yes, 12 channels can be a challenge for someone who doesn't have the ink technology. For us, luckily, as we have our own ink manufacturing, ink development, we're really able to leverage the most of this. Thank you for the question. I really thank you once again for staying with us. If you want to help yourself, if you have time, there is a quick snack here outside. Myself, Gerard, Enzo will be around also to answer other questions that you may have. And again, we'll have for you a small press kit. And if not today, tomorrow, we will also distribute our digital press kit to all of you. And again, it has been a pleasure meeting you here at ITM Istanbul. And if you have time today or in the next few days to step by at our booth, we'll be truly proud of showing you what we could achieve on pigment and with extra so far. So thanks again, and thanks for your time.